Today on Larissa's Kitchen, I'm going to be making pan-roasted salmon with a Bourbon Barbecue Beurre Blanc sauce. Now, the Beurre Blanc takes the longest to make, so we're going to put that together first. Alright, so in a small saucepan, this is my 1-quart saucier, I have 1 very large shallot, very finely minced, 2 to 3 cloves of garlic, also very finely minced, about a tablespoon of chipotles in their adobo sauce, minced up, and then about 2 teaspoons of paprika. To that we are going to add a half a cup of bourbon, a 1/4 cup of pineapple juice, and about 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. We're going to let that reduce down for a little bit, and then we're going to add in about 2 tablespoons of honey, 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire, and about a tablespoon of tomato paste. Once that's all been reduced down and is very smooth, we are going to add in off heat about a half of a cup of butter, cubed and cold. And we're going to let that go ahead and just melt, stirring continuously. Now the Beurre Blanc is going to stay hot, so we're going to put it off to the side and then we're going to work on the salmon. So let's get this over to the stove and get cooking. Alright, so we're just getting this put together and we're going to let this simmer and boil till it's about reduced by half. Okay, that's reduced by about half, so now we're going to go ahead and put in our honey and our Worcestershire and our tomato paste. Alright, this is thickened up considerably, so we're going to go ahead and turn off the heat and then start adding in our butter. So just a couple of cubes at a time. And then we're just going to stir it until it melts and then add more cubes. Okay, the last of our butter cubes are melted. Now this is a good time to make sure that our oven is preheated to 350 degrees, because first we're going to be pan-searing the salmon on one side. We're going to turn it over and then it's going in a 350 degree oven to finish on the other side. So we want to make sure that our oven is hot before we get started in on our salmon. Alright, this will stay hot for quite some time, so we're just going to put it off next to the stove that's already hot so that it stays nice and warm. Alright, we're going to get the skin off of these salmon fillets. The easiest way to do that is just to start at the narrow end, just cut in a little bit. You can follow the skin. Just enough so that you have somewhere to put your blade when you're going this direction. Now I have some fingernails, so I'm going to be able to hang on to this. And we just get our blade in like this, angle down, and just saw right across the bottom. Easy as pie. Alright, let's get started in on this salmon. Now for each person, you are going to need 1 salmon portion. We are also going to need some dry barbecue rub, and I made that in the summer shorts, you can check that out. You're also going to need a piece of hardware, a non-stick frying pan that's going to be large enough to put all your salmon in. We're going to sear it on one side on the stove top, we're going to turn it over, and then it's going in the oven. So your non-stick cookware has to be oven safe. Now we're going to go ahead and coat these with rub, and the easiest way for me to keep these all organized is just to put them on a foil covered pizza pan. It's plenty big enough. So let's get started. Alright, I've got a half a stick of butter started in this pan. We're going to let this go ahead and melt and let the pan get hot, and then we're going to start searing these salmon. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start these salmon, and we're going to put them in skin side up. Well, what used to be the skin. Put the thickest part to the center. Alright, in the oven for 5 minutes. Alright, the timer's gone off on my salmon, so we'll get this out and up on the stove top. We'll get this plated and then we'll get this tasted. All right, let's get this tasted. Now, as my special guest taster, I have my neighbor Tina. I've made this for her several times and she loves it. So, Tina, come on. All right, let's give this a taste.
Very good.
Nice and spicy. It's delicious.